Yo, you should check out the Rosenthal experiment, but I'll explain it here for you. Basically, the gist of this message is you have creative power not only for yourself, but when it comes to others, right? And this power is your emotions and your expectations, which becomes your subconscious default. Your subconscious emotional defaults, aka programming, is what determines the actions you take and the energy behind the actions you take. In the Rosenthal experiment or the Pythagorean whatever, you'll see it when you look up the Rosenthal. But basically, teachers got a handful of students in a classroom, and they were told that these students were genius. They treated these students like they were genius, and the students actually improved in their score. But the teacher held an expectation or an energetic standard for the class, and then the students rose up to match that. Why? Because the teacher had creative power and authority in that moment. Your energy and the energy you hold towards yourself or others can affect yourself, your life, or others in their life. The best thing for this world to do is to hold everybody in love frequency. Everybody has to hold the love frequency in their body or being and then share it with the entire world. Love everybody, love everything, because that's the only way things will grow. And true love is never ending. If you truly love somebody, it can't go away. Ever. It can't ever go away. You can't love somebody and then not love them anymore. That's not real love. And you've been taught that that's real love. But, or to the extent of love, but love is way more powerful than that. Love is the energy of God. Love is the DNA of God. Why do I say this? Because love is the thing that connects things that are not compatible. Love connects me and that plant over there. Love connects me and that squirrel. You know, even though we may not be compatible, I still love that squirrel. Why? Because love is just is. There is no reason behind love. Love is love. Conditional love was never love in the first place because it was conditional. And by the way, anybody can tap into this love, which is the DNA of God. It's the source of unity consciousness. It's where unity consciousness in the concept comes from. If you love everything, you're connected to what? Everything. Connection don't gotta be direct and compatible. On a certain level, everything is one. Not on this level of existence, but on a certain level of existence, everything is one. So if you tap into that with your heart, then you tapping into a higher dimension and a higher understanding from unity consciousness. That's unity consciousness. And unity consciousness is the highest form of understanding. If you're one with something, you completely understand the ins and outs of that something that you're one with. Come on now. And before I get back to the main topic, which is the Rosenthal experiments, I want to talk about love a little more. Love is never a negative thing. Love is the ultimate connection. And when you lose somebody, if you were truly in the love frequency and holding that, you would not feel a single negative emotion. Why? The illusion of loss it's not real because it's an illusion. You're never truly losing something because you never truly owned it or had it. Which means we've been taught an egotistical version of love from TV programming and everybody else in the whole world who never understood love a single day in their life. And look, I just started learning about what true love is from the guides who channeled through Paul Selig, known as Melchizedek or Melchizedek. The best way to understand this is to understand emotions and energy, right? You have to know that every single energy or emotion of it in and of its own has its own timeline or paradigm or dimension, right? So let's say hate had its own dimension and it perpetuates itself because hate, there's a cycle of hatred, right? You see Naruto, right? If you didn't, then you know there's a cycle of hatred going on in the world. Let's take the hood for an example. Somebody kills somebody in the hood. Their friends spin around and try to get revenge for the person who was killed. Then they kill somebody else. Boom. Then their friends come back and kill them. It's a cycle of hatred, right? So hate perpetuates itself, right? Now let's look at love. Love is its own dimension. It's its own cycle, right? Somebody gives somebody a gift. They feel really good for the day, and so they get somebody else a gift. And that continues on, you know, etc. You give somebody a compliment, then they go compliment somebody else. Come on now, it's every energy has its own dimension cycle or timeline, or whatever you want to call it. But I would most likely call it a timeline, right? Because whatever decision you make from that energy, it perpetuates itself most of the time. So that's how I really understood the concept of love being infinite, right? You can't be in love one day and then the next day out of love, because it was never truly love. Love is gonna be love, man. Love is never gonna switch up. Love is never gonna stop. It's an infinite flow of water, you know, pouring out from your heart. Now I'm gonna get back to the main topic, which was the Rosenthal experiments. You have the power to affect not only your own reality and yourself and your energy, but others. Whatever energy you're holding inside of your body, which you have to hold your inside of your body first of all, towards others, affects others, and it could potentially drag them down if they're not spiritually protected. So the reason it's a dog eat dog world out here is because people are full on at war with each other instead of unifying and forgiving, and it's just how they are, like I can't hate them for it. That's just the decision that they want to make with their energy, so we can't really hate on people who don't choose the better option, the option that's better to us, because the option that's better to them is the only option they think that's available to them, which is the choices that they make on a daily basis. So you can't change people. You can't hate them for not changing, right? You can only love them. That's the only thing you can and should, like I recommend you should do. You should love these people, because it's only going to uplift them in frequency. Just like if you love this plant over here, it's going to grow more. If you give a plant love, it grows. Have you seen those experiments where they talk to water or talk to a plant and then it reacts? Yeah. Yeah, you have that ability. You have the ability to affect other things and other people, and even physical reality itself in frequency, because this is nothing but dense frequency. Everything is frequency. So you can affect physical reality as well. I had this experience, it was magical, I swear, with a friend, and we stumbled across this plant that looked like a Japanese blossom tree from Japan, and it was very beautiful. So we both stopped, and at the same time we shared love to it. So the power of love magnified by 2. We come back maybe 2 days later, and there's 2 more of the same plants in the same area, and they grew fast. Like, how? You gotta understand that you have power. Like, you can speak life or death into things. They say the tongue has the power of life or death. It's time to start speaking life into not only yourself, but your neighbors, and especially the people that you so think don't deserve no life. The people that you so think are forsaken and done and just, the best objective is to give the castaways love, to give the unlovable love. That's the most powerful. I guarantee you, we do not have to go down an apocalyptic timeline or have a global catastrophe if we all shared love with not only ourselves, but with each other. And it's important to share it with yourself, because if you share it with yourself, you give yourself unconditional love, you're going to be able to give that to others. You're going to be able to forgive others, because you understand that you yourself are flawed. Not flawed, but you make mistakes, okay? Hear me out. Energy, frequency, vibration. Nikola Tesla, come on. All in all, please be mindful of how you treat life, especially yourself, because you are also life. Everything is frequency, everything is energy, everything is vibration. So if you continuously love the world as it is, it'll really help the world. You may think you don't have individual power, but you do. And especially if you're tapped into the realm of love, because love is a more powerful energy than hate. Fear, and the scale of fear, according to David R. Hawkins, it's not powerful at all. It doesn't affect anything, right? It only affects little. But the power of love affects everything in existence, and it transforms the untransformable. So it's up to you from this point on what you want to do and how you want to treat life. I gave you a recommendation. Love everything, including yourself, and see the world change for the better. And in order to get to a love frequency, you first have to have a perspective of love. How can I love this, you may say, right? Change your your perspective from negative to positive and watch your whole life unfold differently. Watch. That being said, take care.